What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. My name is Vincent, and today we are going to continue the third part of our productivity series, which is the long-term productivity. In case you missed last week's video, I talked about number 1 to 5, which is work for short-term fix and short-term productivity. Just in case you haven't watched it, this is the video and you can click the I button on that corner or the link in the description to watch it maybe after this, because for today it's actually not really related. You don't have to watch the previous video, but today's video are going to number from 6 to 10 because in case you don't know, I actually filmed this a while ago and I cut it down into parts because I have some problem with my mic and I figured it's too long, so I cut it into 2 parts, short term and long term, and today is the long term one, so you can enjoy this. And after that, go to the link and to the I button over here so you can check it out. With that being said, let's get right into number 6, which is the 30 days challenge. 30 days challenge is a really good way to build a foundation. I'm pretty sure you've heard the saying that you need 21 days to build a habit. But sometimes 30 days can be so long. Whenever I want to build a new habit, I always subconsciously think that, man, 30 days take a long time. I'm not sure I can do it. That's why one of the best way is to just cut it down to 5 days challenge. Just 5 days, so Monday to Friday, or simply whatever works for you. By simply cutting down the challenge to 5 days, your mind will feel like it's not that big of a deal, it's not that hard. 5 days, obviously I can do it. If not, again, you can just narrow it down. You can even do 3 days, 2 days, or just today or just tomorrow. So make it at least resistant for your mind as possible, just to get your state into the flow. Once you're in it, then you can extend it. Because it is just common sense, right? If you want to start exercise, telling yourself that you are just going to hit this workout tomorrow and only tomorrow will be way more effective compared to if you say to yourself you are going to go to the gym again for 3 days a week for the rest of the year, which is too long and sometimes your mind just see it as an impossible task. Number 7 is once you have and try this for a day, 2, 3, 5, 30 days, and you know that you can sustain it for a long time, you need to set rule for yourself and set a blueprint on what you can do and what you cannot do. Just like a blueprint for the builders to know how they can do it better and how to achieve a certain goals, rule that you set for yourself will also help you to do this, because the rule eliminates all the decisions that you have to make. So let's say you want to wake up an hour early or 10 minutes early even. The rules say that you have to wake up at that time, so there is no negotiations. You cannot negotiate in mind, because when you wake up, you remind yourself of the rule and of the blueprint that you have and you wake up. However, this blueprint or rule is best practice when you combine it with accountability with a lot of other people. Because in Chinese term, we don't want to lose face, basically, right? We don't want to disappoint people. We don't want to be embarrassed. So one of the best way to keep ourselves on track is to have other people hold us accountable. But it can be more than words. One of the effective way is money. As we know, human beings, we don't like to lose stuff. So if you really want it to be effective and work, you can simply find a friend and ask them to hold yourself accountable and tell them that if you don't achieve a benchmark every day or whatever that you set, you're gonna pay them, let's say, $100 or $1,000 or buy them the new PS5, let's say. But if you don't have anyone that you can make this deal with, there's also a lot of apps where the system will hold you accountable, and basically you kind of put your credit card in it, and whenever that you don't check things off, they will automatically take some money away from you. I found that this is really interesting, but personally I never used it myself, so I don't have any app recommendation. Obviously you can go look for it, and I do have few friends that do this kind of thing that with the apps, but I'm not sure what do they do. So just make sure that you do your research and due diligence before you dive into any of these apps. Number 8 on the list is to do weekly review and make sure you keep an accomplishment journal. Weekly review will allow you to see what progress you make, which eventually will allow you to see a clearer picture on where you are, on your to-do list, on your calendar, and everything in your life. So it's easier for you to stay sane and being productive, just to make sure that you don't have anything slip off in the long run. While accountability journal give us the feeling of realize that we have come so far and we have accomplished so much. So it won't give you the feeling like, oh, it's already March now and you haven't achieved anything. But if you keep the accountability journal, you will see that, oh, I actually have accomplished a lot, but it may not be as fast as I want or as significant as I want. So you can tweak and you can see what can you change to make sure you perform way better and way more efficient in the future. Number 9 on the list is to take big breaks. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but taking big breaks is really important. For example, just last night I binge watched The Queen's Gambit, which is a 2020 American coming-of-age period drama miniseries based on Walter Tetley's 1983 novel of the same name. The title refers to The Queen's Gambit, a chess opening, and it's written and directed by Scott Frank, who created it with Alan Scott. Have to read it. And I gotta say, it's a pretty good experience. I haven't watched any series in a while now. Taking these big breaks, that hours of them, maybe you binge watch Netflix like I do, or maybe you play games that sometimes you get sucked into. It's really a good way to relieve your brain, because when you intentionally do this, you don't have that guilt, that feel like you should have do something else, but you don't. So giving yourself this big break will reward you a lot more than you think it will, and it will also boost your productivity in the coming days. Finally, number 10, which is to create a system that works for you. As I mentioned before, if you follow me for a while now, I ever mentioned that I use Todoist, I use Notion, Google Calendar, and a lot of other apps to keep me accountable. All of this system that I have is to ensure that I have everything in the place and everything is well. Also to make sure that I can see all that I have in the bird's eye view. Obviously, all of these things require times because you have to experiment to see which one works for you, which one don't. Or sometimes for me, I even have to go back to the old system that I thought it doesn't work for me. But after I think about it, after I try it again, it actually works wonder. So that's why you need to explore, you need to experiment. This is the best way for you to get the most out of all this system that you can find online, all of the things that other people do, and to suck in whichever works for you and leave what's not. But system doesn't have to be apps and software like these only. It can be like you have to wake up at 7 and you need to make sure that you get all your morning routine done by 8, of which obviously you list what is your morning routine. And then by 8:15 you have your coffee and your breakfast done and you get ready to work. This is all the system that you have. Even for the evening, let's say you want to sleep early, let's say. For example, if you want to sleep at 11 p.m, you need to make sure that you take a shower at 9. You need to start not looking at your screen around 10 or 10:30 and then start to wind down, get some water, have some rest, play some relaxed music even. Basically, just come up with some system like this that works for you. And obviously, you can steal from a lot of other people's system, including other sources that are available online. It's really easy now. So just try it and someday you'll find one that works for you. So that's it, guys. That's are the 10 tips in order for you to be productive whenever in the short term or in the long term. Let me know in the comment sections down below if you're going to use it, which one do you think will work best for you, and even if you try it only, if it's worked for you or not, share it down in the comment below. Share it to someone who you think will benefit from this. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe if you found it useful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again next Saturday.